Welcome to another one of my videos. Today I wanted to show you a new feature that we've been working on at Apptrix. We've been making it much easier for apps to manage data locally, and we're hooking that into various components inside the user interface. Now, if you're using the AI side of things, this isn't going to make much difference because it's going to do it for you. But I wanted to show off what this means for people who are building the application visually by dragging components around, and we'll show how you can manage local data storage still without having to write any code at all. I'll just get started by opening up the user interface. Like I mentioned, the way in is often through the AI assistant now, or by opening an existing project, but I'm going to create a new one here just to demonstrate this feature. I'll call it Data Demo, and we'll just create that right away. It's going to make some default buttons just so that you can get a feel for how the system works, but I'll go ahead and delete those. And just so it's a bit easier to work in, I'm going to switch it to the desktop mode. So we're working with a window that's more of the size you'd expect on a computer display. Now, the project I'm going to create very quickly to show this data saving is a to-do list. We're going to have a title, a list of things in the to-do, and an input box at the bottom that allows us to add an item to the list. So the first thing, I suppose, is to be adding a list collection. So we'll add that list here. And this is being shrunk to the top because the container is a vertical box. That's what's loaded by default in the demo. We'll just fix that. I'm going to make it a border because we want to put something at the top and the bottom, and that's what border is powerful for. The title, just to save space, I'm going to use an entry. We'll insert that and make sure that it's at the top of the border. That's the entry there. And this is going to be the title. So I'll say list title. And of course, when somebody types into the entry, I want them to have that data stored so that it's remembered next time they open. And to do that, I'm going to create a new data source for the title. I'll just call it list title and confirm. That's all we needed to do to set up storage for our list. The default storage location is on the user's device, so in the phone preferences or a file stored somewhere on their computer, so it's going to be remembered between launches. And next, we're going to want to set up data for the to-do list itself. So I'll do the same thing again, create a new data source. To-do list, seems like a good name for that one. You see here it's storing it in preferences. That's what we call the internal data store. Now I've created the location of the data for this list. It's not got any data in at the moment. We're just in this builder mode. Now to add an item, we're going to want another input at the bottom. I'll just create a new entry, and let's make sure that's at the bottom. Entry. Oh, wrong one. There we go. And this entry should say new item, ... And when I press enter here, I wanted to submit an item onto this list. So we go to the not data, not on change, but on submitted. That's what happens when you press enter. And I'm going to go to the to-do list here and append an item. Now with all that wired up, let's just give the application a run and see what happens. Okay, we have our app. It's an empty list. Let's give it a title, shopping list, for example. And let's put some items on here, an onion, garlic. Perfect. That's added a couple of items. Now let's just quit the app and open it up again and make sure that our data has saved. And here we go. The shopping list has been remembered and the items are here. And also I'm going to want some chocolate. That's all of the persistence and data set up without having to write any code. I'll cover in another video how we can do some customizations to how the list is displayed, and we can put the checkboxes in for deleting an item when you've picked it off the shelf, I suppose. That's everything for today's video. I hope it's been helpful for you to see some of these features that we're working on. Do please check out other places where I talk about the work that we're doing, andy.xyz, for my blog and lists of places that I'll be speaking. Check out the archive on youtube.com at andy.xyz and also on Patreon. But mostly, do check out the work that we're doing at apptrix.ai. You'll see other videos about the product, and you can download and get started absolutely for free. And get in touch if you want to know more or talk about the features that are available for some of the priced plans. Thanks so much. I'll see you in another video sometime soon.